Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game, Sephirothic Stories. Or to say that you think it is. On Nintendo Switch. Sephirothic Stories. I still have no idea why you can do that. It doesn't seem like you should be able to. There's a wooden crate here. Then again, I wonder where the monsters here got it from. Maybe it's just best we forget about it for now. Really? I really am not going to do anything with it? Ah, okay. What should we do here, bro? There's a gap in the ground we can't get across. Looks a little too far to jump over, doesn't it? You two are unbelievable. Looks like you have no idea how to navigate dungeons, do you? Why are you acting so snobby? You think you can get across yourself or something? Who do you think you're talking to? I know exactly what to do. I've come through here many times before with Magus, Rachel, and Tabitha. Originally, there were some logs we used to cross, but looks like they may have been moved by the monsters here in the forest. Let's see here. If we can find something about this height to put here, we can use it as a platform to cross to the other side. Now come on, let's look around. Then let's hurry. And I was like, I'm way ahead of you, game. This crate looks about perfect. Even we should be able to pick it up and carry something like this. Pressing the A button when an exclamation mark appears above a character's head will allow them to pick up a crate and walk with it. Pressing the A button again will cause them to set it down. It would be wise to consider their use when trying to figure out how to navigate dungeons. Whenever a question mark appears above a character's head, it means they cannot interact with the gimmick. In such cases, try changing the lead character, etc. Information on this can be viewed at any time in the help section of the menu. Alright, let's make use of this and get to the heart of this place. Try to let him pick it up, actually. Ah, damn it. Should've figured that out, didn't we, bro? Now we can get to where we need to. We'll find places like this in other areas here, so let's keep an eye out for them as we continue on. Alright then, it's time we made some headway here. Don't talk about that girl. She may misunderstand. Or get the drift. There's another gap here. Not to worry, bro. We'll just do it like we did last time and use a crate so we can get to the other side. We're not going to get across just standing here. Let's look for something we can use to step on, Harold. Police is right. Let's search the area for something. I don't see him here anywhere. I'm sure it was around this spot where he fell, but maybe there's something to indicate what happened to him. Let's all have a look around. I sure don't see anything. Nothing sticks out to me either. Magus. Clarice, this is just a suggestion, but what do you think about heading to Cordon Town? There's Marty's medicine we need to worry about, and we might find something that connects to Magus along the way. I suppose it couldn't hurt. Sitting around here isn't going to help us find him, that's for sure. You got my vote. Now, which direction should we be headed? Cordon Town is just north of here. But when I was there before, it was filled with murk due to the monsters. It would have been best for some fairies to have remained there given the circumstances, but then you weren't able to check out the place due to them being there, right? Let's see if we can take a look around this time. Well, what do we have to lose, right? Let's go. Ah, I got north, fine. Struggle just to even open that damn treasure chest. Wonderful. Hey Clarice, is this the town where some fairies were supposed to live? I'm only saying this because I don't sense any fairies, let alone people here. You both should remember this. The fairies that live in our village were gathered there using Graham's power, so you may not have realized it. But fairies are timid creatures and live in secluded places like this. I guess that makes sense now that you mention it. Really? I had no idea myself. I'm surprised you can be so uninformed about these things. Or things like this. It's common sense for those in the village. Don't let Rachel find out or she'll give you an earful. You don't like us either, do you, Clarice? Only dislike cowards who don't try to do anything themselves. Is that so? So, anyway, Clarice, how should we go about finding a fairy? Well, monsters do have an aversion to fairies' powers since they're capable of purifying the murk. That's why if there are any fairies here, monsters should avoid where they are. Then what you're saying is, if there's a place with no monsters, a fairy might be there, then let's go look for one. When the fusion gauge reaches 100%, these can be unleashed. Fusions also do not use a turn in battle, making them valuable for taking down bosses and other powerful foes. Just reminds me of those Final Fantasy Marlboros. God, I hate those things. Really? There's so many doors you can open in this game. But not that one. Wait, Clarice. Why? What's wrong? I've been sensing monsters ready to attack us ever since we arrived in this village, but I don't get that feeling from this house here. Looks the same as any other house to me. So are you saying this is based on your ability? Okay then, I'll take you at your word. Let's see what's inside, but stay on your guard, you two. Got it. It doesn't look like there's anyone here. Hold on a second. I sense something. A monster? No, something different than that. Do you hear that voice? Voice? I don't hear a thing. Right here. It's a fairy. You are? Okay, if I call you that, right? I have a favor to ask of you. My little sister is unconscious and her condition is only getting worse. Could I ask you to come to the village and help her? PlayStation, PlayStation. I can't understand a word she's saying. This one's different than the others in the village, so of course we can't communicate. Try putting this ring on. What's it supposed to do? I received it from Grams when I left with Magus and the others. With that on, you should be able to get through to this ferry. I tried using it myself just now, but I couldn't get it to work. If it's not working for you, then why would it work for me? Don't give up before you have even given it a try. And where's all that spunk you had when we left the village? If anything, you're the one who realized there was a ferry here, so if anyone could use it, it should be you. Now hurry and slide it on. Alright, I'll give it a shot. I'm sure glad this ring worked. Looks like I was able to get through to her. After I told her there were other fairies in the village, she agreed to come with us. Nice work, bro. I knew I could count on you. Bet you're thinking the same thing now yourself, right, Clarice? I sure do. You turned out to be a big help to us this time, Harold. I'm glad. Now, what do you say we go look for Magus? You sure about that? Is it okay for you to head back to the village, you know? I mean, shouldn't you be worried about Marnie? I heard what Graham said about her not dying all of a sudden, so I think we should be fine if it's only for a bit. And there's the fact that I said I'd go with you. I wasn't only to bring back a fairy, just so you know. I intend to help you look for Magus and the others. Harold. Well then, be sure not to get in my way, you hear me? Loud and clear. Now let's find these missing three and get back to the village quick. Really? I'm just gonna walk away? There's shit in there. Oh, damn it. That reminds me. Where was it that you got separated from Rachel and Tabitha? I can't remember exactly, but when I got outside town, the both of them should have still been here fighting. Then again, I was so overwhelmed with my own fight at the time, I couldn't be sure when I lost sight of them. Well, I'm sure they're all right. They may have even hidden in one of these houses to get away from the monsters. But didn't we pretty much check out all of them when we were looking for this fairy? She's right about that, bro. Besides, the two could easily have gotten out of here, no problem. My guess is that they're not here too. Or could it be you sent something else? Yeah, almost like monsters gathering further in this place. Not only that, I'm getting a worse feeling than before. You know, bro, sometimes I wish you wouldn't say stuff like that. Speaking of monsters, I seem to recall Tabitha being injured by one before we split up. And that being the case, it would make perfect sense for her to hide in one of these houses. Alright, then let's see what's going on with the monsters further in. Yes, let's hurry. Give me stuff. Is this anything? I'm running that man. You should know better than to turn your face away from me, sheep. It's actually kind of hard to navigate sometimes. You just hit edges that you're not aware of. Werewolf! There, whoa. There are some tough-looking monsters surrounding that house. If those two are inside, we have to help them. Come on. Proceed. We won't be able to get in there if we don't defeat these monsters first, Izzy. Well, I'm ready when you are, bro. Thanks, you two. Alright, let's do this. Suck, give it. Fatal Fury again. Nice, we sure showed them who was boss, bro. That's only because Clarice helped us. But rather than that, let's see if there's anybody inside. I don't sense any other monsters in the area, so we should be safe for now. Okay, then let's go. Please be alive, Rachel and Tabitha. Rachel, Tabitha, I'm ever glad to see you two. Clarice? And Harold and Izzy too? What do you mean you're glad to see us? You are surely one to talk. Especially when it was you who abandoned us. You have it all wrong. I didn't abandon you. I ran back to the village to get help. And you brought these two with you? What was I supposed to do? There wasn't anyone else? Well, I'm standing right here, jeez. I mean, that's not what I meant. You don't need to try to apologize, Clarice. I already know how you feel about me. Not only you, but me too. It's not like what you think. What I was trying to say is... Whatever the case, I'm glad you came myself. Any longer and we'd have been those monsters' lunches. Monsters' lunch? Thanks, Izzy. You came to save me, right? Sure. You know, Rachel, if Harold is here, it means they were trying to rescue us. Not to mention, if they were able to get inside this house, it means those monsters outside are dead. Got that right. You can really count on Harold here when you need him. And what of Magus? About that. He fell off a cliff trying to save me, and where he is right now, You left him behind? What were you thinking? I am in total disbelief. You know, Rachel, these three saved our lives. If it were Magus here, don't you think he'd have at least thanked them? If it were Magus here? Yes, I suppose you're right. Harold. Yeah? Izzy. We are very much indebted to you for rescuing us. I expect you to continue your efforts in this manner. That's not right at all, Rachel. You need to thank them like a normal person. Don't forget about Clarice either. I did thank them. Our first consideration is to find Magus. We have no more time to waste on such trivial matters. Sometimes you can be so... Forget it. Besides, not only did Clarice abandon us, she left Magus to die. Even if Magus forgives her, I will not. I realize that. That's why I handled this matter myself. With finding a ferry out of the way, I can focus on figuring out where Magus is. Your help is unnecessary. Instead, you should take that ferry back to the village at once. The two of us will look for Magus. What? We can look for him together. No. This job is our way of serving him. If you were to come, you would only be in the way. Moreover, if Barney fails to receive the aid she needs, Magus will not be happy about it. I'm sorry. I know she's being really stubborn right now, but deep down I'm sure she's grateful to you all. If not, I think she'd simply have walked away without saying anything. But are you really alright with that? It's like Rachel says, it's our job to find Magus, so go on and return to the village. You heard her. Let's do what she says, bro. I suppose you're right. Alright, you two, we'll head back to the village. I'm not going. I want to help Magus too. Please take me with you. I will not allow it. Considering you are the one who abandoned him to begin with, you have no room to talk. Like I said, this is all a misunderstanding. Yes, it may be as you say. Then why don't you let me go with you? We have been working together as companions this whole time. Why are you refusing now? Allow me to speak my honest feelings. I dislike you, Clarice. And now I dislike you even more. Please wait, Clarice has been trying her hardest. She came all the way here just to help you. That is true. It is as you say, Harold. Then why won't you let Clarice? Because of what happened before. Clarice, even if you did not run away, your selfish actions put us all in danger. If you had not run off by yourself, we would have never split up in the first place. And now you think you're going to leave these inexperienced two and come with us? Do not kid yourself. If these two fail to return safely to the village, what do you think will happen to Marnie? Tell me. Now, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Take these two, return to the village, and do some serious soul-searching. I think you should be fine finding Magus to them. Now come on, let's get back to the village for Marnie. I suppose you're right. They don't need me. Okay, let's go. Ooh, sorry, that's so bitchy, huh? Saved your life, and I'm going to complain. Just go die someplace then. Bosses. Grams, we brought back a fairy. Good work. Please bring her here. Now listen well, Harold. Fairies are the sole beings able to meditate between us and Sephiroth. By offering the mana you collected from monsters to them, Sephiroth will grant them power to create various things. The fairies in this village also have that same power. However, this one you brought back is special. We will, without a doubt, need her power in order to protect the village going forward. My little friend, this is all the mana we have in the village at the moment. What we desire in exchange is medicine to purify the body of this child who has been weakened by the murk. Now please grant our wish. Take this, Harold. I want you to give it to Marnie to drink. Glug, 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 girlfriend. Thanks, Grams. She's back to normal. Wait, that's normal? I've been so worried about you, Marnie. I thought maybe you might die. That's some amazing stuff. Way better than the other fairy medicines we've had. This is wonderful, isn't it? But you know, Harold, I wonder if you're a little too excited. Not saying I don't understand your feelings and all, but... Why do you think that? If I really had my wish, I'd put Marnie up on my shoulders right now and run around the village. If you don't want to be disliked by Rachel even more, I suggest you keep those things to yourself. Well, if you're sure about that, I suppose I'll try to watch what I say. Even so, I did want to thank you for helping me find a fairy. I'm sure that what you really wanted to be doing was finding Magus instead, right? I hate to interrupt your joyous occasions, but the fairy alone is not enough to save Marnie. What? Thanks to that medicine, her body has been purified temporarily. However, Marnie's resistance to this murk is still low. So as long as it remains in this world, it will build up inside her again. Moreover, given her infant state, it is necessary to strengthen her body. However, it cannot be done by curing her illness. Yet to strengthen her physically, a fairy plum. Yes, with the fairy plum, we may be able to strengthen Marnie's body. A fairy plum? Where can I find one of those, Grams? A fruit such as that has special power concentrated into it like this fairy you see here. However, if there are any to be found in this Murkville world... Harold, Izzy, I may have seen one of those very fruit. What? Are you serious? Where? In Furto Forest. I was running from some crazy monster at the time, so I don't remember the exact location. But I'm positive I saw one, or maybe it felt like I did. If we go there, I'm sure I'll remember the place when I see it. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go, right, bro? That's right. Please take us there, Clarice. We'll do our best not to get in your way. The forest is really dangerous, so are you sure you're still up to it, knowing that? Then you'll really take us? I'm wondering if you even heard what I just said. Okay, Harold, I'm fine with you going, but I do have one request. Your ability to sense monsters is the real thing. That's why if we go to Furto Forest, it may help us to find a clue to where Magus is. My request to you is to help me try to locate him using your ability. That's a fair trade, right? Right, bro? And finally, there's somebody else who recognizes your ability like me. Refusing her now would be shameful as a man. I've watched how you prioritize helping us rather than finding Magus first. Not to mention, you also said you needed me. Because of that, I'll gladly lend you a hand. I never said I needed you. It's just that with your ability, it would be a lot easier. If I had the time, I would be fine doing things all my own, but right now, the time is of the essence. I know, and if my ability will be of even a little help to you, I must say, I also sense great power coming from that forest. Given there is also the issue of finding Magus, I had honestly been worried whether or not I should say anything. However, if you've made up your minds, there is no reason for me to stop you. Take this fairy with you, Harold. It would appear she has taken a liking to you, and I suspect she will fight with you in battle should you allow her to. But Grams, without this fairy, you won't be able to make Marnie's medicine. I have no more mana to give her at this point. Moreover, with Rachel and Tabitha here, there is no one else to gather mana for me. That being the situation, it is much better to have her go with you. I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Then we'd be happy to take her with us. I will also give you this. I was wondering when we're going to get the gardens. Now I give you permission to use this garden. I will also give you this. That item is called a Vitality Sprig. It can be used to increase your parameters. While you can use it outright, if you plant and grow it in your garden, its effects will increase greatly. Aside from Vitality Sprigs, you can also plant others such as Strength Sprigs, Speed Sprigs, etc. It does take time to grow them, but by attending to the garden, you can raise your parameters in a very efficient manner, and so use them wisely. Understood, Grams? Garden system. By planting and raising sprigs in the garden, the party can harvest even better items. In order to harvest from a sprig, the party will have to wait for a while after planting them. However, by using fertilizer, that time can be reduced. Fertilizer can be exchanged as a reward, traded for at the exchange, or purchased from the special shop. Special shop. Okay. Visit the garden system. Explanation again? Nah, fine. Information about the garden system can be viewed at any time in the help section of the menu. I now leave the rest in your hands. I'll be waiting here with Marty for good news from you. I got no pressure. What if I just have middling news? We don't have any time to waste, so let's get going. Wait, everybody. Don't you think it'd be weird to review or to refer to our new companion as Fairy? I know. Hey, little fairy. Is it alright if we call you Aurora from now on? She looks happy, bro. Then Aurora it is. We're glad to have you along. Aurora has become a companion, and fusions have increased in strength. Like every other forest in this game. You said you saw a fairy plum somewhere in this forest, right, Clarice? Do you remember anything specific about where? After Magus and I got separated, I fled deep into the trees to hide, to tend to my wounds. It was at then I saw something glowing from within a thicket, so I got close to it to see what it was. That's when I saw it. In the center of the light was some sort of fruit with fairies flying around it. Then what you're saying is it was a fairy plum. It felt a completely different power than the murk coming from it. That's why I was sure that's what it was. But then a monster appeared from behind, and the fairies, being surprised, gathered around the fruit as if to use magic. They were enveloped in the light. Then some kind of cactus monster showed up? But even then, I didn't feel any murk coming from them. Perhaps the fairies were the ones who created them. Regardless, they attacked the other monsters nearby, and even me. Then, using their power, they caused my surroundings to suddenly disappear. In short, even if you were to return to the place, you wouldn't know where to find the fairy plum. Is that what you're saying? But for monsters to make your surroundings vanish in an instant, if we were attacked by something like those, we wouldn't have a leg to stand on. What? Are you scared? Of course he's not scared. Harold here is on the warpath to becoming a hero. Right, bro? Those monsters were unlikely guardians created by the fairies, weren't they? I'm sorry to say this, but honestly, I'm not confident we could beat them in a fight. Then what are we supposed to do? Still, we have come this far from Marnie. And as her brother, I can't give in to my fears and run away, can I? That's the spirit. In fact, that's the Herald I know, and why you're my hero. I like your attitude too, Harold. You're starting to sound a bit more like a warrior now. But only a little. Just a teensy bit, you know. Now let's head to the cliff where Magus fell down. I don't have any place to warp yet. Calm your britches. Alright, why don't we stop there? This is Audap. I'm watching Sephirothic Stories on Nintendo Switch. That's another Kemco EAC Create game, so I look forward to some, maybe not perfect writing, but good development and good overall story and arc, and characters that you actually like. Which cannot be said for many, many RPGs nowadays, actually. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.